I just want to make sure we all understand what is utilization rate, because there's a lot of confusing information that, Uber and company are telling the drivers. So, let me remind everybody. The TLC has the rule on how much Uber and Lyft must pay the drivers for every trip, per mile and per minute. And those amounts are divided by what is called utilization, which is the percentage. Is the percentage of time that you are busy with the fare. So if the utilization is 58%, that means 42% of the time you are empty. Okay? And so Uber and Lyft, when they pay you on the trip, they have to make up for your empty time. New York City and I think Seattle, there's only like 2 cities in the whole country where the drivers have this protection. Let me give you an example. You heard the news in Massachusetts,
yes,
right? I think it's something like $32 an hour. Oh yeah, okay, wait, let's do $32.50 an hour. Okay, here is the catch. $32.50 an hour, but your time with the passenger. So if the driver in that city is only busy 50% of the time, their actual pay is $16.25 for the hour. You see what I mean? In New York, it's different. Okay? In New York, right now, so first of all, in 2019 is when the TLC first set the rates. They did a study, they saw 58, they looked at driver expenses, they looked at how many fares drivers get, and they looked at how busy you are. Based on that, they came up with the rates. Just so you know, our union, so Lyft sued to stop it, and the judge dismissed Lyft's case. And the judge even said in the case that the Taxi Workers Alliance provided the evidence for all the expenses. That's why the TLC had to raise the rates. And so those rates were set in 2019. And the rule says every year the city must look at cost of living. The cost of living goes up, the rates must go up. Now in 2022, inflation was very high. That's why we were fighting for the raise at that time. And we said, so for the per minute rate, the formula is to give you enough money for like take home pay. Per mile is to help you cover expenses. So at that time, we said for the per mile, the city must look at inflation for transportation. And because transportation costs were, I think, like more than 25% higher compared to cost of living, which is like bread and milk, right? So we won, right? We won that in 2023. So it's okay, Gabe is translating.
Yeah, if you hear me talking, guys, it's because I'm translating in Spanish. Don't worry, I'm not being rude.
So what happened is, these rates, they go up by cost of living every year. But like, for example, in 2024, it was 3.5% increase. It's not very high, right, normally. Okay, second issue is when if you only get the raise based on cost of living, that's not a real raise. That just means if it cost you $5 to, if it cost you like $5 to buy something, right? And today it costs you, $5.50. And if they raise your pay so you earn $5.50, you didn't save anything. It's just the value of your money is equalized to keep you at, so your whatever the rate was in 2019, it's a cost of living increase keeps the value of your pay at that level, right? Okay. But because the other thing TLC must review every year right now is utilization. So every year they look at the percentage of time that you're busy, the percentage of time that you're empty, right? And so there's also seats back there.
Yeah, we have a couple seats over here, guys.
2 or 3. So if the TLC also has to look at utilization percentage, right? That is the other way that your value is kept up. And it is the other way that we have a door opening to get an increase for the drivers. You see what I mean? So that's why, so utilization is really important, number one, because that's how you make up for empty time. Oh, I think, any more agendas? Maybe we ran out. Oh. Can you
There's a couple here.
Oh. So number one is how we make sure drivers are paid for your empty time, right? And number